Hey guys, welcome to Windows 10 Training for Beginners. I'm Zishan Khan and you are watching ITRB. So this is tutorial number 7, and in this tutorial we are going to talk about programs and documents. So we're going to see that what are the different ways in which we can launch programs, how to switch between different programs if you are running multiple programs simultaneously, and how to do the file association to associate that which program or what type of document to paste with which program. And then finally we're going to see the ways how can we install programs and how to uninstall the program. So let's get started. Okay, so first of all, talking how to launch an application. We have already discussed some ways to launch an application in previous videos also, but this is kind of a refresher. So the first way is you go to the start menu by pressing the start button or press the start key from the keyboard. And if you are seeing that program that you want to launch in the styles over here, you can click, for instance, I want to launch calculator. I can click and the application gets launched. Second way is if you have not pinned the application to the start menu, if you don't frequently use that application, you can launch it from the all apps list. So suppose I want to launch a calendar over here. So this is the second instance of application I have launched. Third way is that you go to the start menu, but you don't know that what is the exact location of that program. You just simply type that name of that application. So for instance, I want to type CMD for the command prompt, command line interface, and that application gets launched. So this is the best way, and this is the most frequent, most common way that I personally use for launching applications. Another way is press Windows plus R and type on the application name. So in case if I'm working on machines that are pretty slow, because if I press the start button and I type some application, it takes some time in searching that application. So if I know the exact name of application, I press Windows plus R and I type the application name over here. So I can type over here, for instance, MS Paint for Paint application, and that application gets launched. And the other way is to launch it from the taskbar. So if you have already pinned that application, you use that application frequently, so you can pin it to the taskbar. For instance, this mail application, I can simply click and that application gets launched. So this way you can see that I have launched so many applications and all those applications are running over here. Now, another way could be that you schedule an application. For instance, I can use Windows Scheduler. I have not talked about Windows Scheduler, but there is a program called as Windows Scheduler. You can schedule a program to launch on a particular day. Maybe there are some program that you want to launch every day or every week or every month. You can schedule it with the scheduler. So that is one way. I'm not going to show you how to do that, but this is also an option available in case if you want to schedule a program for execution. Okay, so now coming on to how to switch between applications. And the easiest way that you can think of is that you just go to the taskbar and you can see the underline is appearing that represents that this application is running, and I can just simply click on that and that application gets in front. I click on email, that application gets visible. So this is the easiest way available for non-professional users, for newbies. But what method I use for switching between applications is I use Alt and Tab key. I press Alt Tab simultaneously. Now there are two different ways. If you want to switch between two last applications or windows that you are working with, you just press Alt Tab and you go to the previous window. Again, you press Alt Tab, you go to the previous window. So this is best way to switch between two applications. So most often it happens that we switch between or copy the data or do comparison between two different applications. Alt Tab is the best way to switch between two different applications. If you want to switch to some other application that is running but that was not the last application you worked with, you press Alt and then press Tab key and release the Tab key while holding the Alt key. Now you can see you are getting the list of all the applications running. Now if I keep on pressing Tab, I can switch between different applications. So suppose I want to go to command prompt. Now when I will release the Alt key, it will open this application command prompt. So if I release Alt, and now I am on the command prompt. So this is how we can switch between different applications. And this is quite popular, and I was shocked to know that Microsoft reported that only 6% of the Windows users are using this Alt Tab combination to switch between applications. Most of the users, I guess, they are using mouse and they click on the application in the taskbar to switch between the application, but I hate using mouse. I prefer keyboard as the main way to switch between applications. Okay, so other is now talking about how to close an application. We discussed about that also. So you can simply close this button, or you can from the taskbar you can right click over here. You can say close window. The application gets closed, or you bring the mouse over the icon in the taskbar and you can click close from here. This is actually good for if you have multiple instances of the same application running. So if I open two instances, one I'm on the downloads, shift click, and in the other instance I am on the picture. So suppose I want to close the downloads window, I go over here and it shows the thumbnail of both the applications. I click on close over here and the downloads window gets closed. Other easiest option is you simply double click over here in the control menu, double click, and that application gets closed. And in some cases it might happen is that your application gets stuck, it freezes. So maybe your application is sucking too much of CPU or RAM and it is not responding and gets frozen. So in that instance, what you can do is you can go to taskbar. So you can right click over here, we have task manager, and from here you're gonna see the list of all the applications, and if any application is not responding, you can simply click on that application and click on end task. So if suppose calculator is not responding, I can click on end task and that application gets terminated. Now in case if your application freezes and your entire computer freezes and you are not able to use your mouse even, so you can use the control or delete key, and from here you can use tab key or up or down arrow key to go to the task manager and press enter key, and then also you can get to the task manager. Now this task manager shows you what programs are running in the foreground, and if you click on more details, you get a more detailed preview of what applications are running. So you can see the categorized view, what applications are running in foreground, what processes are running in background. So maybe some background process is sucking up your CPU or RAM or disk. So you can see from here. Now what another nice feature you are getting over here that was not there in the previous versions of Windows, you get the heat map, that whatever application is taking much of the memory or the CPU, that will be in the darker color. So you can also perform the sort operation. I want to sort in descending order, so show me which application is taking most CPU or most of the memory. So using here you can perform the sort operation, and you can kill the application also from here. So end task and that application will get terminated. You get a lot of other tabs also over here. You can see the complete summary, the statistics about the overall CPU utilization of your machine, the memory, the disk utilization, network, GPU. You can also see the app history, that whatever apps you have worked with, how much CPU they have taken, how much data they have downloaded over the meter network, how much data they have downloaded for updating the tiles. All these details you can get from here. The startup, basically when you start up your machine, that application gets launched. So these are basically some persistent application. They are 24/7 when your application is when your operating system is running. And these are like antiviruses or OneDrive, some other programs might also be there. Now users tab is helpful in case if your machine is having multiple users and you switch from one user account to other user account. This way the previous user, who was working on this machine, his applications are still running. So maybe your machine is getting slow because of the other user who was logged in and he is running some heavy applications. So from here you get to see the list of all the applications being run by different users. And we have details and services, so we'll get back on those things later on. So this was how to kill the application, those who are not responding. Okay, so now talking about the saving the documents, we'll talk about how to save the documents. So not every application works with documents. Like if I'm working with a calculator, in calculator you just simply do the calculations and close it. So there is no concept of creating or saving or editing a document. But if instance, for example, if I'm working with Notepad, I go to start and I type NO and I type Notepad. Over here I can type some document, file, and I have same option to save the document, or if I have already created some document, I can go open and open the document. So these two options are available for saving or opening the document. When I click file, save, or Control S is the shortcut in almost all the programs. And now by default it's going to prompt you that save it to the document, so you can choose you want to store 2 documents on your local machine or you want to store onto the cloud. Different ways are there. So I say I want to save this document to the documents library, save it by the name test, and then documents get saved. And another way to launch an application is you go to the documents, you simply double click the document and it will open in the associated application. So this is a text document, it opens with Notepad. So if I double click, an application gets launched in Notepad. Next topic is we are going to talk about moving the data between applications. So sometimes it happens you have some data, maybe you are browsing some website, you got some article, you want to copy it onto your Notepad or Microsoft Word, so you can do that thing. So for instance, if I open this sample document, it is a PDF, and from this PDF I can select some text, I can right click, and then I can copy this. Control C is the shortcut in most of the applications, and then I can paste it to this Notepad. I double click and Control V, or from edit menu also I can perform paste, and then content gets pasted. I want to save it, yes, and this is how I can perform the copy and paste operation. Now some of the applications they also allow drag and drop. So if I select some word, I can click on it over here in Notepad. We cannot perform drag and drop. But if you are working with some more advanced application, you can perform drag and drop to move the data from one location to the location. Okay, so the other important concept is about the file associations, that which documents open with which application, which program. So for instance, if it is a text file, it opens with Notepad. If it is a JPEG file, an image file, it opens with Microsoft Paint. So you might have wondered that how Windows knows that which document has to open with which program. So this is actually stored in Windows registry, that which application opens with which program. And if you find any file that Windows doesn't know how to open with, it actually asks you, it prompts you to select which program should be used for viewing this file. So if I go over here, I go to the documents, and here you can see that I have some file, like over here a RAR file. This is actually a zip file, a compressed file, and this actually opens with a program called as WinRAR. So if I double click on this, it prompts you that how to open this file. So it doesn't know. If you know that you have already installed the program that opens this RAR file, you can say more apps, you can select from this list, or if it is located somewhere else, if it is not in this list, you can manually also say look on this PC, and you can browse the location and see program files or program file series 6 or documents. Wherever you have downloaded the program, you can select the location, right? So I know, but I have not installed WinRAR, so it's not showing in that list. So how to download and install the applications we'll see later on, but as of now let's talk about the file association, which file extensions open with which program. So what easiest option is I can right click, open with, and you can choose from the list which document you want to open this with. So by default, like this PDF file is opening with Microsoft Edge. If I double click on this, it is opening with the Edge browser. But I can install Adobe Acrobat Reader and then open this program with Acrobat Reader. So now I want to show you the file association. So this on the start menu, I can type over here file associations. Choose the default app for each type of file. So you can see the list of programs over here, list of extensions. So it says that suppose a BMP file is there, so it says that it opens with application called as photo. So if you want to change, when I click on that, it shows other applications that are capable of opening this kind of file. So you can change it. So I say if it is a BMP file, don't open with photo, open with Microsoft Paint. And I want to switch anyway, and now it will open with MS Paint application. So this is the way that you can change what type of files they open with which program. So definitely there is quite a big list of extensions, and the knowledge of which extension opens with which program, this you will acquire over the time as you keep on using Windows operating system. So here you can see it's a pretty big list of extensions and programs. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to download and install the program. So first of all, I'm going to show you working with WinRAR. Download. Now here we have different versions. I want to download it. I don't want to download the beta version. I want to download some previous version. English 64-bit. Now whenever you download an application, you have mostly both the flavors available, 32-bit as well as 64-bit. So you need to make sure that your machine is 32-bit or 64-bit and then accordingly download. So if it is not a very old machine, mostly it will be a 64-bit. So my machine is 64-bit. I'll go ahead and click on this. I want to save that. And now it's getting downloaded to the downloads folder, and once this download is done, it will be doing a security scan. And then I'll be able to run that application. Now about the installation, when you install a software, you must be an administrator to install any application. Not a normal user can install any software, so you must be an administrator. So if I go to Explorer, Downloads, and you can see that the download has finished. This download is finished. I can simply double click on this to run this application. So if I double click on this, and it's giving you this user account control dialog box, that whether you are administrator or not. So if I say yes, and I will be able to install application. And in case if you are a non-admin, that you don't have administrative privileges, you will get a dialog box where you will be prompted to enter the password for administrator. You need to enter password and then you can do the installation. So this is the installation screen. It's telling you which location is going to install. See program files WinRAR, and I can click on install, and the application installation is very simple. Now this additional windows you are getting, that what type of extensions or what extension files you want to open with this program. So it's by default selected. So if you want to select ISO files also with this, you can select that checkbox. So I'll leave everything default and I click on OK and done. So this way you can see it has opened this location where it has put the start menu. So now if I go to documents, you can see that this file was a RAR file. It's a archive for WinRAR archive. It can be opened with Windows in this WinRAR. So if I double click on that and it's opening for the first time, I don't want to buy. Okay, so you can see that what are the contents inside there. You can see the contents of that WinRAR file. If you right click, and these program, they add some more options to the context menu. So I can extract to here, extract to a folder. Different options are available over here. Same is the case with zip file. Now you can see that a zip file was by default associated with Windows Explorer. If you double click, you are able to directly see. But now if I double click a zip file, it will open in WinRAR. So these associations you can change anytime using that associations program that I showed you previously. So when you right click, open with, now you can see you are getting both options. You want to open this application using Windows Explorer or using the WinRAR. And if you want to choose some different program, you say choose another program, select WinRAR, select File Explorer and say always open zip files with File Explorer. So when I click on OK, now it will always open these files with Windows Explorer rather than opening with WinRAR. So this is how you can change the association, that which application opens with which program. You can do it from here. Now there is another way to get the software, that if you don't have software privileges, most of these companies, they provide you applications in the form of an exe. You just run an exe, you don't need to do the installation. We call it portable executable file. So like VLC media player, if you don't have administrative privileges and you want to play some video, you can just download as a zip file. You can extract it and use it for playing a video. So for example, over here I'll take you to the videos folder, and here I have this file. When I double click on this, it opens this program in full screen. This is videos, movies and TV program. So I want to associate this program with VLC. So if I go there, check for VLC player and for Windows. Now from here you can see that I can download the application directly. It has recognized that I'm using Windows operating system. It's 38 MB download. But if I click on this down arrow key and I can get the application, I can get the 64-bit version. I guess by default it is going to download 32-bit version. I can download 64-bit version, and also I can get as a zip package, so I can directly download that zip package. Okay, so I'll click save, and it will take some time. I'll be back once this is done. Okay, so you can see the download is done. I can go to that folder where the download is, and you can see it's a zip file. When I right click and I can extract, I can say extract here. And when this extraction is done, you're gonna see a exe file. Now this is standalone exe. I can simply double click to run that exe. Right, so I can, this is the application. I don't get confused. You can see over here all the three icons are same, VLC and VLC. This one is application and the second one is the icon for that program. So double click the application and you get the VLC application running. So you don't need any administrative privileges for that. So now if you want to open any program, you can simply drag and drop. So for instance, I want to have that videos. I can simply drag and drop that file over here. It starts playing. Or if you want to permanently change the association, you can say right click, open with, and choose another application and just tell the location where that application is sitting. So if I click on more apps, it's not in this list because I have not installed it. So it's sitting in the downloads, VLC, this VLC program. So if I click on open and I want to select this one, always open MP4 files with VLC media player and click on OK. So now you can see that in the icon itself is showing the VLC icon over here. So this file got associated with VLC and your video is playing. Whenever I double click, it by default opens in VLC player. So this is how you can change the association with portable exe files. Now, other type of programs you get quite oftenly these days is we don't get a complete software downloaded, but it gives a bootstrappers just 1 MB or 2 MB file, and when you run the setup, then it's going to connect over the internet and download the actual program. So this is fine for if internet bandwidth is not an issue, but if you want to download a program and you want to install on 10 or 20 or 100 different machines, the best option is to download the offline installer. So in case if I go for Acrobat installer, Acrobat reader, download now. Now from here you can see that it is giving you 164 MB download. I don't want to install some of the applications. They install some additional applications also like Chrome, so you can choose from there whether you want to install or not, whether you want to have Chrome extension for Chrome or not, and then you can download the applications. So let's continue and save. Now I can see that this is pretty small download. It is just 1.2 MB download. If I click save and open folder, you can see the actual program was showing it was pretty big, but this is the bootstrapper. So when I run this application, then it's going to connect to the internet and it will download the application. So if I double click on this, and you get the smart screen cannot be reached, internet connection. So I say run it anyhow. It's trusted from this trusted source. The user account control dialog box, click yes. I need to have administrative privileges for installing the application. Now you get this Adobe Acrobat Reader DC installer. So now it's actually downloading that program and then the installation will be done. So if you don't want to have bootstrapper, you want to have online copy, just Google for like Acrobat Reader offline installer and then you can get that complete download. So you don't need to connect to internet for installing that application. So again, this is going to take some time and I'll be back once this installation is done. Okay, so the installation of Acrobat Reader is done. I'll go ahead and click finish. And now you're gonna see that it is launching that application. I'll close that. And now if I go to documents and where I had that file, still it is opening with Chrome. Now I want to say that it must open with Acrobat Reader. So I can right click, open with, and where I have this option Acrobat Reader, I can open this file with Acrobat Reader and this is the file. I close it And now if I want that every time if I open this PDF file, it should open as Acrobat Reader, I need to change the association. So again, I can do it by right clicking, open with, and choose another app program, another application, select Acrobat Reader, select this checkbox, and okay. So this application opened with Acrobat Reader. And now if I see that it is a different icon every time I double click, it opens with Acrobat Reader. So this is how we can change the association to open with a new program that you have installed. So this was one type of application. This is a legacy application. These type of applications we are having from the beginning of Windows 10, Windows operating system. Now new types of apps were introduced in Windows 8. They initially called as Metro apps or Windows Store app or Universal Windows Platform apps. They actually, you don't get downloaded, but you directly install it from the store. So this is the link over here, Microsoft Store. You go there, same like App Store or Play Store. You select any application from there. It may be paid, it may be free. Click that application, pay it if it is paid, and then you can install it. So this is pretty easy way to install an application. A lot of Windows Store applications are already installed on your desktop when you have Windows 10 installed. Like these are all Windows Store applications. So that was all about it, and now I'm going to show you how to uninstall the application. So if you don't need any application anymore, you can just go to Start, Settings. From there you can see Apps, and you get the list of all the applications you have installed. You can sort them by name or sort them by the size. Different options are there, or based on the install date. And then suppose if I don't want to have a WinRAR, so if I select this file, I have this option uninstall. Now some of the programs also give you an uninstall option in the start menu. So if I go to Start and I go to TextWith, I don't have for this application. Let's look for some other application, WinRAR. For WinRAR also I don't have, but anyhow, for some applications, yes, you have. If I right click, yeah, you can see when I right click an application, you get this uninstall program. Right click, uninstall. So from the context menu, you get the option to uninstall the application. So this is the easiest way. And other, as I told you, you can go to the programs and you can uninstall from here. Uninstall, yes, uninstall, yes, and I want to continue with uninstall, and the application get installed. Same is the case with Windows Store applications. You can select any application and you click on uninstall, the application will get uninstalled. Now some of the Windows Store applications are there that you cannot uninstall. You see when I select this Xbox, the uninstall application is disabled. So through GUI you cannot do, but there is a hack. If you send me the comment, if you request me, I'll create a separate video how to uninstall. There's a script actually involved, so I'm not going to show you over here. So there's, if you request me, I'll create a video for that, how to uninstall these applications. So this is all about managing programs, where we saw how to launch the applications, switch between applications, do file association with programs, and installing and uninstalling the programs. So I hope you find this video useful. If you have any questions or comments, please post in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.